Hi everyone, welcome back with Karen Frank. In our garage we are going to talk about another movement of the ACFT, the standing power throw.
Standing power throw.
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 Sorry, that's terrible accent.
All right guys, so with this movement, it seems like a really simple movement to do, but we're seeing some general trends with some of the testing that we've done in trying to throw the ball the distance that it needs to go. So we're going to talk to you about the movement, what the standards are, and some things that you can do to improve your leg power, leg extension, core strength, and coordination to get the ball to go back rather than up.
Yes. Let's talk first about the standard. What is required? It's fairly simple. The soldier will stand behind the line, feet have to be behind the line. While you throw the ball, you can leave the ground, you can full extend. The important is that you don't touch the line, you never surpass that line. You have 3 attempts, and women have to hit with a 10-pound mat ball a 4.5 meter distance, and men at 12.5 meter distance.
Yeah. 3 attempts.
3 attempts, 3 of them,
Yeah.
yes. Let's talk about the technique of the movement, okay? Just to see how it works. Feet between hips and shoulders, under the shoulder. Grip on the ball. On the side, but not completely on the side, okay? Slightly down, 45 degrees in the first quadrant of the ball.
So let's talk about those 2 things first. So when we talk about the foot stance, we don't want to have a really narrow stance because you're going to have nowhere for the ball to go, okay? At the same time, you don't want to have a really wide stance because then you're not getting the full power from your legs. So you want the most narrow stance with enough room to be able to swing the ball to get some momentum going on it. Exactly. We don't want to grip the side of the ball because chances are it's just going to slip through your hands. So you want to be a little bit lower in your start position.
Yes, exactly. While we try to throw the ball, it's suggested to prepare the movement 2 or 3 times. This will warm up the coordination of your muscle, and you will have a muscle rebound, and you will create more energy. So don't throw it just at the first attempt, just warm up 1, 2, prepare, and throw the ball.
So we want a little bit of a warm-up, kind of how we would do a kettlebell swing. So if you swing a kettlebell, you know the first time that you start to swing it, you don't generally generate enough power to get the kettlebell to where it needs to go. It takes a couple of times to really get the momentum and the strength and power through your body to get the kettlebell to where it needs to go. So it's the same thing with the setup. So we want a few attempts to gain some momentum before we hit full extension and release the ball over the head.
Yes. And I want to connect to that. The next point that is really important to hit, it's the triple extension.
Triple,
not triple, triple. My eye ever tricked me.
triple extension.
Yes.
So we're talking about ankles, knees, hips extended fully before the ball goes up over your head. So just like when we talk about extension with Olympic lifting movements, box jumps, kettlebell swings, we need the full power of your legs, which means that you need to hit full extension in your ankles and your knees and your hips before the ball goes up over your head.
Yes. Another really important point. To transmit the power from the lower body to the upper body, you need a really good tension in your midline. Your core has to be in full tension. Remember to contract really well your abs to transmit better the power from the lower body to the upper body.
Yeah, so there is something going on in the middle. So it's not just legs then throw. If you don't have a lot of power in your core, first of all, you could very easily throw out your back.
Yes.
But you're also not going to transmit the force as well from your legs through to your upper body.
Next point, arm extended. Okay, if not full extended, slightly bend just to have full tension on the ball, but don't bend your arms like this. The force get break in the 90 degrees angle of the elbow, okay, and you lose a lot of strength. You want to be able to generate momentum with extended arms before releasing the ball.
Yeah.
and think 45 degrees. We have both tried different times of this movement, and one of the hardest thing, it's the moment of when to release the ball from the hands.
Yeah.
Or too early or too late will generate a too acute angle or a too wide angle. Too wide angle, the ball goes right behind you.
Wait really high.
Yes. Or if you release it too late, the ball will go, just a little bit more forward, but with no angle.
Straight
It's
down.
important that you release it when your arms are at 45 degrees. This will give the perfect curve to the ball for distance.
Yeah. So this movement takes a lot of practice. The ball's not super heavy. It's not a super complicated movement, but there is some technique to it in order to get the ball to go in the maximum distance.
Yes.
So some exercises that you can do to work on leg extension, leg power, core power, and control are.
Let's start from the lower body. Tempo back squat.
Tempo back squats.
Back squat are really important to build strength in the lower body and in how you keep tension in your core. Yes, you can go heavy, but what is suggested is that for you get the right motor control to build the basic strength for the explosive movement. Tempo back squat, like 3 seconds to go down, 1 second on the bottom, explode up. Explode up doesn't mean that you're faster than 1 second, but you're putting everything you have in your legs to come up as fast as possible.
Yeah, so we're talking about tempo, we're talking about creating time under tension. So in order to increase strength, we want you to be working longer. So if you add the tempo in, it takes a lot of the time that you would be just kind of bouncing up and down, and increases the amount of work that you're doing over time.
Yes.
So tempo back squats. Another thing that you can do, that you can work on to work on explosive power in the legs and extension, is box jumps. So
box jump, it's important to understand how to perform a box jump. It's not only about jump on a box, it's explode as high as you can on the box. You have to think about that when you reach the top of the box, your hips don't go lower than the knee. You should the goal is to try to jump on the box with extended leg, if that can give you the idea.
Yep. So when you land on your box, it would be ideal if you could jump high enough that your landing position would be like here, rather than down lower in a squat. Because that means that you're generating the full power of your legs to extend through the hips and then land on the box really high.
Yes.
Okay.
Weighted hip thrust.
Weighted hip
Thrust. Oh my gosh.
Weighted hip thrust.
Yeah. Shoulder on a bench, shoulder on a box, on a chair if we are at home. A weight on the hips. Can be a dumbbell, can be a kettlebell, can be a ball, a barbell, whatever we need. Yeah, a kid, your wife.
Your spouse.
Yeah, whatever it is. And keeping tension in your core, release the hips with tempo, controlling the way down, exploding up. This will help you to increase the strength of your hip extension, working on the glutes and the upper part of your hamstring. It's a really great and important exercise when you're trying to work on how to extend well in the triple extension.
Yeah. You can also do some heavy kettlebell swings, because again, you're working that same momentum and control through the legs, using the leg power first rather than pulling with the kettlebell. So Russian swings would be great for this. A little heavier, and then you could go a little bit lighter with kettlebell swings over your head, American style, in order to feel how your legs transmit their power through the core and then into your upper body to get that kettlebell up overhead.
Yes, it's a great exercise for coordination between the lower body and upper body. And that's another thing to talk about for this movement. It's important to practice it. It's not only about strength, but it's also about how you coordinate into the movement. You have to give enough repetition to your brain, to your CNS, your central nervous system, to learn the ideal pattern to generate the maximum strength. So exercises like the Russian or the American kettlebell swing are great to learn the coordination of this movement. Or for example, hang power cleans. Great exercise that imitate in a different way. Yes, with a barbell, the movement for the triple extension and the catch going up with the barbell.
Yeah. Okay. Core tension?
Core tension, core control, really mandatory in this exercise. We can work on hollow rocks, hollow hold.
V-ups.
V-ups, great movement. Tuck-ups, naturally, if we need to scale it. Another exercise that can be really good to apply to this ACFT exercise is the tuck jump.
Tuck jump.
Yeah, explode up as much as possible and bring the knee to your chest. Sorry, bring the knee to your knee, no. Bring the knee to your chest. Repeat it. You can do an EMOM, alternating exercise. One with explosion and recall the legs, one can be a static hold.
Yep.
You can differentiate how you work through the core tension during the entire week.
Yep. So we definitely want to be building strength in the lower body and the core especially, working on those exercises that we just gave you. Of course, there are a lot more. You can send us a message if you need more information or if you want some programming. But the other thing that we want you to remember is that we really need to work on coordination, which means that we need to be practicing this movement. Because if you don't know how to feel your legs doing what they need to be doing first, and you just kind of launch the ball, then you have no mind-muscle connection, which is extremely important for this type of a movement.
Yes. Experience in whatever kind of exercise is really important. Make a lot of difference.
Yep. Give it a shot.
And let us know if you have any question.
See ya.
Bye.